What's happening Wednesday? What's happening Wednesday? Hey, what's happening Wednesday? What's happening Wednesday? Hey. Showcasing businesses, entrepreneurs, events in the community with MC Dirty. We're live here with Wednesday after 5.
Thank you so much for joining What's Happening Wednesday. It's your girl, MC Dirty. Please show some love, like and share this video, and type your Cash App in the comments for your chance to receive a financial blessing from What's Happening Wednesday. Join us at 7 p.m. today for a midweek boost in faith taught by Dr. Joyce Oliver at Embassies of Christ, located at 4285 Cleveland Street in Gary, Indiana. What's Happening Wednesday appreciates our sponsors. We love you and thank you.
Little Lou's Beauty and Barber College, where we help you find your purpose and teach you practical techniques in a diverse hands-on environment, where we help perfect your skill in a trade that can lead you to financial independence. Call to enroll now. 219-884-9954. Little Lou's Beauty and Barber College.
Simply Healthy Ways offers healthy meal prep options such as garlic parmesan turkey meatballs and shrimp pasta bowls. And for your household needs, check out Simply Healthy Ways Sustainable for our eco-friendly collection of sustainable products such as coconut bowls and glass straws.
Looking for a photographer? Need help with videography? How about music? Need someone to do voiceovers? Well, Mixed Up Music Entertainment is for you. Give them a call. Or email at mumentstudio@gmail.com. If you would like to be a sponsor or on the show, DM us on the What's Happening Wednesday Facebook page or email muaderecommunitypromotion@gmail.com. Now let's get ready for the show.
Hey guys, what's up? What's happening? What's happening Wednesday? It's your girl MC Dirty, and we're live. Hey, don't forget, shortly after this, around 7 p.m., don't meet me there, beat me at Embassies of Christ. Beat me there, 7 p.m. for an awesome time in worship and that midweek boost. Boost your faith. Now, y'all already know I'm excited. I got my girl, okay? She's on with me. She getting lit. I'm getting her lit, y'all. Let me pump her up. You guys have been waiting on her all week. We have none other than the fabulous. Hey, baby, when I say fabulous, I mean fabulous. Debra D. Givens. Hey, she coming on the line. What's up, girl?
Hey, how are you? Steve?
I'm too lit for her, y'all. I'm too lit for her, okay? That's all right, though. That is okay. Yes, you're here. I'm excited. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm excited about what God is doing in this season for you right now. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and say, who are you?
Oh, wow. I'm a lot. Let me just say this. Of course, I'm a mother. I'm a sister. I am courageous. Give you a little bit of my
Mm.
character. I'm kind. I'm a giver. I have a heart for people. I'm trustworthy. I'm
Mm.
loyal. I'm patient. I'm definitely a believer. Um, self-disciplined. I have a lot of little things that kind of come with me.
Hallelujah. Yes. And yes, you do. But you're also a nurse, a consultant, a public speaker, and now well renowned bestseller book author. This is you. This is who you are. It's entitled Why Not You? Tell us about this book.
Wow. Okay. I just spoke to someone today about the book, and every time I speak to someone, it's amazing because what I'm noticing is exactly what I want a person to get from reading the book is what I'm getting back. When I get someone to say to me that first of all, it's a good read, I wrote it from the aspect of the nursing, my nursing career, but to say that the nuggets, the life nuggets, the principles, the mentors, the life lessons is something that we all have shared at one time or another, or encountered with, or have come encountered with it at one time or another. So when I say as far as the life lessons or either the thoughts of getting out of the book, the whole thoughts of not giving up, to allow you to get out of your own way, to don't to not allow the pressures of life to get you to the point to where you don't see a brighter day, to know that perseverance is within you and sometimes you got to dig deeper than what you are seeing in order for you to get to that area or either to that spot where you want to be. um, I think that the book gives a little bit of everything. I give some leadership components, like I made mention of life lessons. I also give someone an outlook to where they can put themselves in a situation and see something different as far as the outlook that they may have had or the perspective that they may have seen something from to say, wow, this makes me look at this a little bit different.
Yes, yes, yes. Are you able to still hear me?
I can't hear you. Mhm.
Okay, praise the Lord. Okay. Okay, and so you said you took this, you wrote this book from the aspects of your career as a nurse, but this book, even though you wrote it from that aspect, anyone um who reads this book can benefit from it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just took one phase of what life was like for me as far as advancement, as far as not believing in myself. You know, anything that
Mhm.
you are reaching to do, you don't always have the confidence in that moment to do it. And it's amazing that sometimes people see in you that you don't, what you don't see in yourself.
Mhm.
What was
Mhm.
amazing to me as far as how this even came about was the fact that I never saw myself doing what I'm doing or what I have done. I honestly thought that I was going to be a beautician. And I tell people often that if it wasn't me who chose this profession, it was because I was told no. And
Mhm.
what I learned from that is sometimes no is a powerful lesson. In that moment, I didn't feel good. It was my dad who told me no. I actually wanted to be a cosmetologist. And at the career center, I had the opportunity to actually do that, but I had to buy a kit for $100. And this is while I was in high school. So I can remember going home. I'm excited about doing this. I'm seeing the girls come out of the classroom looking glamorous. I'm like, man, I want to do that. Well, at least I thought I did. But when he told me that I'm not giving you $100 for that kit, and that moment he said I need to find something free, find something for free. So I often say that nursing found me. I didn't find it.
Mm.
Lesson I learned from that is sometimes your intended target may be what you think it is for that moment, but the redirecting of the target that you was aiming for may mean that you was not aiming for the place where you were intended to be.
Mm. That is awesome. That is good. And so How did you know you were going to write a book, and then what happened? Did you just start writing, and how long did it take you to write the book?
Well, I did not know that I was going to write a book. I had much encouragement. I had people around me at the time who had written a book. And I think what impressed me the most, I had an owner. And I can remember being at one of our operations meetings, and he passed out the book that he had written. Now, this person has multiple businesses, multiple. And I said to myself, if he was able to take the time out to develop a tool to assist people based on how he saw it and put it in a book, I thought that was very impressive. So I want to say January of 2019 is when I start actually writing the book. I was thinking about it prior to. I had had multiple conversations with people, and what I noticed is that a lot of them had the same thing in common. They talked about levels that they wanted to go to. They talked about goals and ambitions that they had, and then life happened. And when life happened, things just kind of went to a halt. And when it went to a halt, all their dreams and ambitions that they once had was just put inside of a vault and kind of just kept there. And what made it even worse was when I saw that they were able to look at somebody else and esteem them or say, man, it's good that they're able to do that. And I started saying to myself, or either saying to them, you're sitting on the mountain of your own story. You
Mm,
are able to. You don't have to stop just because this happened. Life happens to all of us. We
mm-hmm.
all experience the unexpected. Now, if you haven't, what I normally say, like my grandmother used to always say, just keep on living. Just keep living. You can.
Yes.
Life is going to hit you in places that you wasn't expecting to be hit in. The question is, what happens when you do get knocked down? And
Good.
my thoughts are, if you still got if you still got life in your body, if you're still breathing, if you still have the right mindset, at that point you're able to have the resolve in you to do whatever it is you feel you need to do in that time frame.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And speaking about life, why do you feel life lessons are important?
Wow. Life lessons are important for many reasons. I'm going to say this, that every lesson learned is not a good lesson. Some things you've learned, you have to unlearn them. I do say that when we are in our homes, and I heard my pastor say this, that is the first university that you have attended, which means that everything that you have up until a certain point of your life was given to you by somebody else.
Mm,
There becomes a point in your life where you have to make the judgment call. Is this good for me to continue on the journey that I'm going in? So maybe this was good for this person, but it may not be good for me. Wisdom
mm-hmm.
says that when there are certain things that someone is speaking into your life and they've experienced it and it has come out on the negative end, some things you need to open your ears to even further to say, something, that's a lesson that I'm going to choose to learn out of wisdom because I don't want to have to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
So life lessons, I mean, they will help get you where you want to be. The goal is, like, I know things have definitely changed because the saying was once at one time how we have this village and how it takes a village, and it still does take a village, but the village has changed. Things are not like they used to be. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
is not speaking into your life the way you once was able to have people speak into your life. I can remember the Smiths down the streets. If they wanted to whoop you and tell your parents about it, your parents wasn't jumping on the Smiths.
Okay.
So you pretty much knew that if anything, you're about to get it again because they had to say something to you in the first place. And at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day, we turned out okay. Things now have went to the extreme. You can't even speak into somebody else's life before you have somebody, I mean, in some cases, coming up to a school want to jump on a teacher just for trying to correct a child.
Mm-hmm.
It's something wrong with that because the lessons that should be learned in some situations have just fallen to the wayside. And now people sit back, or either they wonder why things are not working in my life the way they should work, or either why am I going through the same cycle over and over and over, year after year, from a financial aspect, from a relationships aspect, from career aspect. What
Mm-hmm.
is it that's causing me to meet this block or this roadblock that I can't get over?
Mm. That is good. That is good. And let me just say real quick, hey guys, thank you so much for joining. You see that down there? It says type your Cash App in the comments. You can also donate to MUADERAEE because we're going to be a blessing to someone in the comments. So type your Cash App in the comments. If you have a question for Deborah, put it in the comments as well. We'll pop that question up and she will answer it for you. If you're on right now, do me a favor, share this to 3 of your friends. You never know who may need this video. You never know. Right now, she was just saying, speaking into someone's life. You never know who may need this, who may want to purchase this book, and who has the question, why not me? All right, all right. So this book sounds amazing. Also, I want to say, where can we get this book? Where can we get this book?
This book can be purchased on my website, which is dgivens.com. I,
dgivens.com. And how much is the book?
the book is $23. It's
All right.
20,
You guys see that it's on her website, dgivens.com. It is only a few dollars, 23 to be exact. So few dollars out there, so few dollars. So go ahead and purchase that book. If you already have the book, purchase it for a family member, a friend. Purchase about 5 or 6 of them at a time. Go ahead. It's a bestseller. You just don't understand. You're right now, you have the opportunity to ask this well renowned author questions of why not me? So, Deborah,
yes.
what do you feel are some of the takeaways from the book?
Wow. I think there's a lot of takeaways. One, there's the self application, where whenever you read a certain chapter, there's certain things that the reader can ask themselves. So they can ask questions like, where were you, or what happened when you found yourself in this particular situation, and how did it make you feel? So
Mm-hmm.
it gives the reader the ability to soul search in a sense. And what I do know, what happens sometimes is we can't always be honest with ourselves. It's so much easier to point the finger. It is. It's easy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way that hey, it's easier for everybody to do. That's a human way of doing it. But then there's a better way of doing it. The better way of saying, at what point do I take responsibility for the
Mm-hmm.
actions that I did, or the actions that I did, not maybe just to others, but to myself, that's hindering me to press toward that next place. And when you have to sit back and examine yourself, and that's one thing that the book is doing, it's allowing you to examine yourself, not look at anybody else. Even if you have to ask those questions away from anybody, and to know that you're in the room all by yourself, at that point you can be alone and you can be totally honest, to say, how did that make me feel? So then that way you didn't have to put up a front, because putting up a front seemed to be the right thing to do in that moment. So it
Mm-hmm.
gives you an opportunity to kind of dig deep within yourself in order for you to face sometimes those demons that need to be uprooted, so you can move further in whatever it is you're trying to move further in. It also have you to look at yourself from how you have taken information that has been given to you. I always say that criticism may be hard to take, because no one likes to go into the principal office, but sometimes it's real good for you. The goal
Mm-hmm.
is you have to know the heart posture that is coming from. Everybody that's speaking into your life don't mean you well, but you
Mm.
have to be able to discern that when criticism is coming and it's for your good, how you need to take it. It may not be easy, but it may be needed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 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 yes. And besides, or in addition to writing this book, how do you feel that you impact your community?
Wow. I feel that, for one, I made mention earlier about a village, that we've heard the term that it takes a village to raise. And I think that that first community um, touch that's done is the community that you do within your home. I can't touch on the outside if I'm not touching on the inside. If I
Mhm.
haven't been impactful here to say that I am bringing up children that are respectful, that understand authority, that understand who they are as the women who they have that they are evolving into. Not only that, when I'm able to set the example and they can feed from the example that's being set, that's the first part of the community that's ever touched. Then from there, I have now gained a voice based on certain things that experience have taught me. Um, like for example, for me, it's Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana have given me so much as far as my mentors, my education, the people that have pushed me, the people that's been in my corner. I have some phenomenal women that have been around me, and I think that whenever you're able to be in a setting where you're able to sharpen, and in so many cases you're able to sharpen back, you're putting in seed is being planted, so then when the next person come along they can plant the same thing based on what our interactions have been.
Mm.
So I just think
Yes.
that, community is important as far as how you touch, but look at yourself first before you start to touch within your home, and then you're able to reach the masses.
Mhm. And
Mhm.
then you said women being able to impact. So let's talk about some fabulous women that you that you're encircled with and have a fabulous calendar that's available. Tell us about that.
Um, that that experience for me was truly over the top in an excellent way. I made mention that how, as I was writing this book, like I said, I started in January of 2019, that in the midst of me writing, I thought about a calendar. And the reason why I thought about doing this calendar was because I was around such amazing women who have life experiences. And when I looked at them, I looked at the example of why I wrote Why Not You? To say that yes, hurdles will come, but there are some things that you can do about it, and then your outcome can be even brighter than how things started off from you, from the phase of you not even experiencing anything, to say that it can be that much more better. So when I think about the Altavis in my life, when I think about the Roz in my life, when I think about the Kim Browns that's in my life, my daughter Destiny Givens, my daughter Courtney Givens, even though she wasn't in the calendar, she was such a oh my God, a powerful, intricate. Her and her husband with helping me
Mhm.
pulling all the pieces together. When I think
Mhm.
about Chandra, when I think about Tamika, when I think about Tiffany and her daughter Deja, when I think about Annie, these ladies are amazing to the point to where they did not allow life to stop them. They did
Mhm.
not allow disappointment to stop them. They didn't allow discouragement to stop them. They didn't say, you know, something, I'm throwing my hands up and choosing to be stagnant because something happened in my life that was negative. But they took that negative situation and they just, wow, became empowered by it to where now they're able to help other people in a segment of their story. And my whole thoughts were, if I did this calendar based on these lives, all of these ladies in their lives for the year of 2022, every day that somebody wake up and they have a bad day, they can be reminded of an everyday individual who
Mm.
made a decision to not let life get the best of them, but instead say, you know something, I'm going to move on despite of. I'm
Yes.
things happen despite of.
And what advice would you give anyone who has given up, who's just said, they've given up and maybe watching right now, or someone who is deciding to settle? They're saying, "Oh, I can't do it. So I'm just going to settle for this."
I'm going to say this: settle, being settled, or either allowing yourself to settle in anything is never good, because I say there's one spirit never travels by itself. Never. So when you're disappointed, then you become resentful.
Mhm.
You can then lead into negativity from jealousy, because now you're looking at other people who's obtained what you only talked about, but
Mm.
because you chose to stop, now you see that it was obtainable, because we all know there's nothing new under the sun. To know that
Mhm.
there's nothing new, but to see that somebody was able to obtain something that you was not. Now, if you're truly just settling from the standpoint that I'm choosing to stop because I don't have nothing else in me to give. Not to say you don't, but because you chose to say that. In that regard, yeah, those negative impact can be upon your life to the point that you become somebody who you don't want to be.
Mhm.
And I do believe that when you do that, you're going to show up in the room. And many of times you're going to show up in the room totally contrary than what you really think of yourself. From the standpoint, let me explain myself. From the standpoint that you know in the back of your mind that you can do better. You know in the back of your mind that you do deserve better.
Mhm.
You know in the back of your mind that I did settle. I did settle. So now you're in the room, but the true you is not showing up because it's buried on top of
Mm.
all of this stuff you chose to carry, all because you chose to say stop.
Yes, come on.
Yeah. So
That is awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Don't settle. Keep going. Keep going. So look, world-renowned author, okay, consultant, n- forever a nurse, okay, public speaker. So if anyone is looking for you for speaking engagements, they can go to your website as well for that. Okay, make sure we put that website up there, dgivens.com. So with all this going on, what's next for you? Do you have anything else that's, lined up? I know you're doing your book tours and things of this nature. You're going from state to state. I just see this, honey. I see this, honey. I'm speaking it into existence. Your book tour, and you're impacting lives. You're a world changer, an atmosphere changer. In the midst of all that,
wow.
what's next for you?
Wow. I can say that there are some doors that are opening. And
Yes.
I am patiently kind of working on some things right now, but I do have a few speaking engagements coming up. I'm excited
Yes.
about that. A few more interviews planned. I am in the back of my head and on paper doing some research for another project that I'm working on. So I'm
Yes.
going to say this: I'm enjoying this phase of my life. I
Mm.
really, really am. Um, this is something I just thought about. And when I decided to do it, there were certain things that I didn't even know was going to come up on me, but they did. Um, I worked as in a company for 12 years. I was a consultant there for X amount of years, vice president for a number of years, for several years. And April 12th was the date that everything stopped.
Mm.
And it was amazing because this book kicked right in.
Mhm.
And I have been enjoying this ride. I had the type of job that was very demanding. I love nursing. I can't tell you, it's nothing about nursing I don't love. I love the nurses, I love the profession. Um, but I am going to say this, that I have been working since I was 14 years old. 14 years old. And this was the first time in my life, because of the schedule that I had, or either, yeah, this is the first time since the time, my last 12 years, that I've been able to just really focus on what I feel I've really been called to do,
Mhm.
point of helping people, allowing people to see another way, to allow, especially young people. I've been able to give 2 scholarships last year. This is my second year doing the same, and I do it for a student in Gary, Indiana, graduating from high school. I actually work with the Urban League, and we were able to open it up to adults this year.
Mm.
So the give back is so real, and I can say to any and every nurse that we are now facing a time that we've never faced before. Never. I've never seen nursing the way that it is.
Mm.
I think that, when I wrote it from the perspective that I did, there's not a nurse who cannot relate. I don't even think there's an individual who cannot relate. And to me, that's what makes it so special. You know, I talk about how we sometimes have a tendency of eating our young, because I've heard so many people say what they don't want to do as far as training anybody. And I just want to say this, that this is the time that all the training that we can give to another healthcare worker, be it mentally, be it just from the idea of saying it's going to be okay, from the way that we look at our patients and say that, we're going to give them the best care that we could give them. I think it means a lot for a person to sacrifice their own being for somebody else. And I think that's what this whole book is about. When you can sacrifice a little bit of yourself and your time and your energy and your mindset and put it in somebody else's thought process to make things better, to make it.
Okay, well, this has definitely been awesome, 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 Deborah. I'm so excited that you were able to come on here. I want to thank everyone who joined. And Deborah, do you
Yes.
have any last words for your viewing audience?
Wow. I can just say purchase the book.
Yes. Purchase the book. That is absolutely correct. And again, you can go to her website, dgivens.com. The book is only a few dollars. It's just a few, two, three. Two, three, put that together, $23. That's all it is. $3, okay? 23. Go on, buy about 5 or 6 of them, pass them out. Christmas is coming around, okay? Put them in fabulous gift bags, wrap them up, ship them out, whatever you want to do to it, okay? Make sure you give it to someone who needs that question answered. Why not you? Why not you? Deborah, do not go anywhere. All right, guys. So I want to say thank you so much for joining today. This has been exciting. I told you I had somebody fabulous, okay? Fabulous. Make sure you go and purchase that book. Go on dgivens.com, purchase that book. I'm quite sure it's some answers to some questions that you may have. And like the title says, why not you? Why not you? Go forward. Don't let anything hold you back. Okay. So guys, make sure you share this video. Do a recap, watch it again. Don't forget, if you have not, type your cash up in the comments. What's Happening Wednesday would love to be a blessing to you. Love to be a blessing to you. Okay, guys. So, and if you have any additional questions for Deborah, maybe you couldn't get it in now, you can DM her, message her on her Facebook, contact her through her website. And y'all, don't go nowhere.
What's happening Wednesday? What's happening Wednesday?
We hope you enjoyed the show and join us after 5 every Wednesday for What's Happening Wednesday. Also, don't forget to join us 7 p.m. at Embassies of Christ at 4285 Cleveland Street in Gary, Indiana for your midweek boost in faith. What's Happening Wednesday would like to thank our sponsors. We love you and appreciate you. If you would like to be a sponsor or on the show, DM What's Happening Wednesday on our Facebook page or email MUADerie communitypromotion@gmail.com. Thank you for your support. Now go be a blessing and share this video. You never know who may need it. And we will see you next time.